Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Sweet Fuse at your side. We are in the second trial at the moment, and we've been getting closer with Shidou. We just had a kart race with him, and we were almost in a collision, but we managed to avoid it. So let's check out the aftermath. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. That was scary.
Yes, if we'd hit them at that speed, it would have been bad. Oh, are you alright?
Yeah, I think so. I let my eyes drift closed for just a moment in relief, and when I opened them, Shidou's face was right in front of mine. Shidou was looking at me very intently.
Are you sure? Your face is pretty red.
He frowned and touched a hand on my forehead. Well, yeah, I was kind of scared, but I think I'm turning red because of you. Of course, I couldn't say that out loud. The sudden blaring of the announcer's voice pulled my attention away from Shidou and his warm hand. Victory! It looked like Mitarashi and Mikasa had won. Aw. Well, it's good that they won, but we could have gotten hurt by that oil. Man, I guess Shidou was right to be careful. I let out a long, tired sigh. No tea party for us. We opened the door to the next area in silence. I got the feeling that everyone else was questioning Mitarashi's actions during the race, although Mitarashi himself was in high spirits. But we had to win. Maybe that meant something like this had to happen. If the piglets had won, we would have failed the game, and everything would have been over. Nobody could bring themselves to judge Mitarashi too harshly. And it's not like he tried to hurt any of us on purpose. Yeah, he's just reckless and inconsiderate. Beyond the door was a small forest. A blue sky spread out above us. The whole place felt nice. It was all fake, of course. The sky was a painting on a domed ceiling, and the forest was plastic and metal. In the center of the clearing was a single house. The chimneys looked like rabbit ears. I was actually a little disappointed. It would have been pretty cute if it wasn't part of this awful game. I don't know, the picture doesn't look so great. Wonderland Circuit completed. The announcer's voice rang through the clearing.
All right!
Mitarashi's triumphant roar echoed across the dome. Apparently, Shidou had finally had enough. Are we in for a Shidou explosion? It's not me getting angry this time.
You, let's talk. Huh? Don't you me. What you did back there was really dangerous. I sure hope you've got a good explanation.
I hope this game keeps giving us a lot of images like this. I love it.
What the hell, man? Why are you giving me this white knight noise? Look, I didn't have a choice, okay? If I hadn't done something, we would have lost. Then we would have all been screwed. And that was enough reason to put the rest of us in danger. Yeah. What do you need me to spell it out for you? And I got a name, you know. You, me again, and we're gonna have to throw down.
Shidou grabbed Mitarashi by the collar and pulled him to his face. The other man just stared back at him, unintimidated. Well, you got two alphas here. I thought Mitarashi was a lot bigger, though. Maybe not. What should I do? It feels like they're about to fight. Oh, what the hell? I barely thought the words when Mitarashi's fist slammed into Shidou's face. That kind of looked like his whole body slammed into him.
Oh, I'm getting real sick of your holier-than-thou attitude, bro. Let it go!
Shidou stumbled back, then threw himself forward, driving a fist into Mitarashi's stomach. I'm sorry. It's kind of funny when the avatars hit each other. They started trading blows one after another, but they appeared to be evenly matched. We all just watched, shocked. No one seemed to want to step in. What should I do? I looked over at Urabe. He shrugged and turned to the fighters.
Please, calm down. Is fighting amongst ourselves not exactly what Count Hawkstein would want?
His words seemed to fall on deaf ears.
Oh dear.
He sighed. Urabe doesn't look so good. He did say he doesn't do well on fast things, but I didn't think it'd be this bad. His face was pale, and the longer he stood, the more he began to waver back and forth. Someone needed to stop the fight, but I was getting more worried about Urabe with every passing minute. Unfortunately, nobody else seemed to be doing anything. Urabe, are you alright? Your face looks really pale. Are you okay? There wasn't any point in trying to break up the fight, but maybe Urabe could use some help. He looked over at me with an apologetic smile.
Thank you for your concern, but I'm only a bit ill from the card. Please, you needn't worry.
Oh, okay.
You are very kind.
Oh. He wiped some sweat off his forehead with a shaky hand and smiled at me again.
Now, I think it's past time the two of you stop this nonsense.
Somehow, Urabe managed to calm them down, and the fight ended. Well, the fight might be over, but we're still a long, long way from anything you might call teamwork. We come together the day before, and had almost been optimistic, but today it seemed like everything was falling apart.
I sincerely apologize for interrupting you when you're in the middle of having so much fun, but the tea party will be starting soon.
The pig's voice hit me like a bucket of ice water.
Everyone but the winning pair should head to that house over there.
I don't trust that house.
A tea party, huh? Well, I can't wait.
Shirabe was the first to start toward the house, and the rest of us followed. A table had been set for a tea party, with stacks of fake dishes and teacups spread across it. In the chairs were statues of a rabbit, a mouse, and a man with a hat. Mitarashi and Wakasa stopped at the table. The rest of us headed toward the house. As we passed the table, Shirabe tapped his forehead and began to speak.
The Mad Tea Party is part of a sequence in Alice in Wonderland that takes place at the March Hare's house. In attendance are the March Hare himself, the Dormouse, and the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter incurs the wrath of the Queen of Hearts. Consequently, his watch is stopped at 6 o'clock. For him, it's always time for tea.
That doesn't look good. No, I don't want to go in there.
And this is a very peculiar house.
Ya think? It's not a house, it's a killing room. Actually, it looks like there's a lot of room between those spikes and you could just lie down in just the right position that they wouldn't kill you. As we looked around the room we found ourselves in, I had to agree. Outside it had looked quite quaint, inviting and downright whimsical, but inside it was covered in metal plating with no decorations of any sort, except for the spikes on the ceiling.
Well, there's no way that ceiling's up to code.
I looked up to see that the entire ceiling was a metal plate covered in giant spikes.
I think we can see out through those windows.
Does our life depend on what the guys out there do at the tea party? He was right. Outside we could see the tea party. On the wall opposite from the door was a giant television screen.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
So did I as soon as I saw the room. Well, actually, even before you went in. As Miyoshi spoke, a loud clank filled the house.
Well, now the door's locked. It won't open.
What a surprise. It was looking like Miyoshi's bad feeling had been justified. What's going to happen now? We were trying to see what was going on outside when the announcer began to speak again. Welcome to the March Hare's house, everyone. Well, that's what I'd like to say, but oh no, if you don't hurry up, everyone's going to die. What? As I spoke, I heard a metallic groan from the ceiling. Like you didn't expect that. Ah! Then if we don't do anything, we're going to get skewered?
Seems like that's about the size of it.
Now it's time for the tea party to begin. Though the two of you have been invited, you're welcome to invite your friends as well. But only if you can command the mad host to do so. Wait, is this for the people outside? I looked around and everyone nodded. We'd all thought the same thing. Everything was going to depend on Mitarashi and Wakasa. They are probably the two least dependable looking ones here. And I'd hurry if I were you. If you don't get them to the tea party soon, your friends are going to die. Although we couldn't hear them through the window, we saw Mitarashi and Wakasa suddenly look up in surprise.
Oh, so our lives are in their hands.
His voice was grim. If I'd just gotten in a fight with someone, I'd be uneasy about them saving my life too. Yeah, but there's the rest of us.
Nothing we can do, though. We're stuck in here.
Ugh. Watching people try to save your life when you're helpless sucks.
Well, I gave him everything I could think of on the way here. I just hope it helps.
Shirabe rubbed his forehead. I really like Shirabe. I think I want to go after him next. I thought his sudden monologue earlier had been strange, but now I saw what he'd been trying to do. We all crowded around the 2 windows to look outside as Mitarashi and Wakasa came running over toward the house. Mitarashi ran to the door and started jiggling the handle, but it was locked up tight. Wakasa pounded on the window.
Hey, are you guys okay? Are you locked in?
No, we're in here of our own free will with this ceiling coming down on us. His voice came through over the speaker, just like the announcers had. What should I do? The ceiling is still moving down, but... Let's see. Let's panic and say the ceiling's going to crush us. No, we are going... Oh, yeah, that's actually what we have to do. I guess that's to get them properly motivated. The ceiling's going to crush us! I shouted as loud as I could, but he didn't seem to hear me. I jabbed my finger at the ceiling. Wakasa looked up and gasped.
What?
I mimed the ceiling coming down, full of spikes. Mitarashi left the door and came over to the window. I saw his eyes widen as he noticed the ceiling.
I don't think they can hear us. The pig has made sure we're just an audience.
Shidou frowned and made a shooting motion at the 2 men outside the window. I guess he's telling them to go back and solve the puzzle? They didn't seem to get it, though. Mitarashi looked puzzled, and Wakasa just kept nodding.
Damn it. I can't get through to them. If only I'd studied the gestures the piglets made more closely.
How would that have helped? He grimaced and punched a nearby wall.
I think maybe we should get back to the table. The door isn't going to open, so the only way we can help them is to solve the puzzle. Damn, guess we don't have a choice.
They turned around and stopped back to the table as we all watched nervously. Even though they were a ways away, we could still hear them talking quite clearly. Through speakers, I'm guessing? Alright, so if I'm understanding that announcement right, we need to command the mad host of this tea party to invite our friends, right?
Yeah, so which one of these guys is the mad host?
Do you guys know nothing of Alice in Wonderland? Who doesn't know that? Anybody, male or female, it doesn't matter. It's a famous, famous story that they have adapted into many, many things. There were 3 statues sitting in the chairs around the table, a hare, a mouse, and a man with a hat. The man in the hat was the Mad Hatter, but... Suddenly, Shirabe groaned and smacked his forehead.
Damn it. Is something wrong? The Mad Tea Party is a tea party in Alice in Wonderland that's held in the garden at the March Hare's house.
That was more or less what he'd said before, but I didn't see the problem. Is there something wrong with that?
Well, in the book, it's the first time the Mad Hatter shows up. So a lot of people make the mistake of thinking he is the host.
Huh? He's not? I actually never realized that. I always thought he was the host.
Then it's a trick question. I would have guessed he was the right host. I mean, he's the Mad Hatter, right?
I would have thought so too.
But if the tea party's at the March Hare's house, if it's his house, he's the host. I hope they'll be alright. I wonder if they'll realize the true nature of the question. Damn it, if only we could talk to them somehow.
Cell phones, maybe? Shidou had begun to pace back and forth restlessly. This is awful. All we can do is watch. Did you guys even think to try the cell phones? I mean, I know they shouldn't work through this insulated room, but you could still try.
We could try to communicate with gestures, but if they misinterpret what we're saying, that'd be bad.
Shirabe frowned and scratched at his beard.
Well, remember what Shirabe said? These guys are the March Hare, the Dormouse, and the Mad Hatter. Yeah, and this is the Mad Tea Party or something.
They're going to decide the host is the Mad Hatter, aren't they? This is bad. I let out a sigh and pressed my face to the window.
So, how does the March Hare qualify as mad?
Yeah. Everybody in Wonderland's mad, remember? I don't want to go among mad people.
Oh, but you can't help that, dear.
We're all mad here.
Well, in the British Isles, there's a turn of phrase that says, somebody's mad as the March hare. Supposedly, the hare acts weird during mating season, which is where the phrase comes from. But in any event, the Mad Tea Party is called what it is because everyone there's mad. I see. Then the question is, will they? Well, let's hope they don't get fooled by the mad part of the Mad Hatter.
Shirabe mumbled to himself, almost like a prayer.
Huh. That's one piece of cake. The host has got to be this guy.
He was pointing, of course, at the Mad Hatter.
That idiot.
We all let out a collective sigh. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it seems like he's the obvious choice, but something's bugging me.
You know what's bugging me? A house. Why the hell did they give it rabbit ears?
'Cause it's a clue. Rabbit. Of course, that's it.
Whoa, damn, turn it down, kid. What is it?
They're not rabbit ears, they're hare ears. Remember what Shirabe said? The party is being held in the garden of the March Hare's house.
March Hare? Oh, yeah. I guess that explains the ears, huh?
Yeah, so that means the mad host is actually...
Not the hat guy, but the hare?
He pointed at the statue of the March Hare, and we all sighed again, but this time with relief. No, hold on a minute. Even if this is the March Hare's garden, that doesn't necessarily mean he's hosting the party.
Damn it, Wakasa. You had it right. Don't go messing it up now.
Ugh, this is driving me insane!
Well, I'm really starting to wish I had a different team out there right now.
Inside of the house, the atmosphere was filled with anxiety and despair, and with every passing minute, the ceiling full of spikes got a little closer.
We don't really have a lot of time, so let's stick with the hare as the host and keep going.
You're right. We don't want to second-guess ourselves too much. So, next, we need to figure out how to command the host.
No idea. Let's go look at our host.
They proceed to examine the hare statue more closely. So, what are we supposed to do to command him? That part seems really weird.
It looks like he's holding a card and a pistol.
As soon as Mitarashi spoke, the screen inside the house suddenly flickered to life.
What?
We all turned around to face it. Of course, it's you again.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's it going? What's it feel like to be totally, completely helpless with your lives in the hands of a pair of idiots?
It feels wonderful.
Thrilling, right? Aggravating? Oink, oink. Why is he here?
Probably just wants to try and mess with our heads.
It looks like your little friends managed to figure out who the mad host is, but I wonder, will they be able to command him? 'Cause if they make a mistake, bang! Shot through the heart.
And you're too vain, darling, you give love a bad name.
The pistol the hare's holding is the genuine article, you know. Oink, oink, oink.
I don't think he knows that. Our faces went pale.
It's real.
Oh no, what do we do? There was nothing we could really do. There was no way to communicate with the others.
Well, I guess all we can do is pray those two knuckleheads don't screw up.
Even Shirabe's unusually detached calm seemed to have been shaken. Outside, Mitarashi and Wakasa continued to examine the card and the pistol. What do you think about these?
6 of spades, a king of clubs. Where did you find these?
Inside the cups on the table. And the hare's holding a card too, right?
Yeah, right now he's holding the king of diamonds. You think there are any more cards around here?
Dunno, let's look. How much time do we have here? After a few minutes of searching, they turned up several more cards. So they had to pick the ones that are us? Ugh. Why are they all piggies?
So, we got a 6 of spades, the king of clubs and hearts, the queen of spades and hearts, and 8 of diamonds.
They spread out all the cards they found on the table. Do you think maybe we command the hare by doing something with a card that's stronger than the one he's got?
Yeah, it's gotta be. Wait, he's holding a king though. If he had a 6 or a queen, sure, but how do you beat a king?
Well, isn't there an order to the suits too? I could be wrong. I don't really know much about cards.
Ugh, sure wish I'd worked a little harder at learning poker right about now.
For the next few minutes, they were silent, deep in thought. Think faster! In order from the greatest to the least, the suits usually go spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. I totally did not know that. I know nothing about cards. I never play cards. I blinked. Whoa, you sure know a lot about cards. Occupational knowledge, I confess. Tarot cards are de rigueur for men in my profession. But playing cards can be used as well from time to time. I don't know what de rigueur... Oh, that must mean regular. Is that French for regular?
Then the only card that can beat the King of Diamonds is the King of Hearts.
Right. If only we could tell him somehow. Are we gonna have to depend on a lucky guess? Almost as if he'd heard me, I saw Wakasa leave the table and come running toward us. The ceiling was down much farther now, just above our heads. There wasn't much time left. Aww. I pulled my eyes away from it and back to Wakasa. I have to tell him to do his best. I don't know why. Why can't I just give him the answer? Pantomime it. But no, we must tell him to do his best. Do your best! I gave him the most cheerful smile I could manage, and he replied with a grin and a firm nod. We'll figure it out, don't worry. Well, at least he's manning up and not being such a crybaby. Alright, you're getting on my good side now, Wakasa. I guess he understood me.
You're sure this is the same boy from yesterday? He seems to have found some courage.
They were right. The terrified Wakasa we'd seen the day before was nowhere to be found. Let's just hope that's enough to get us out of this. I tried to take a deep breath and relax. Wakasa ran off back to the table.
Hey, how's it look?
They're okay, but we need to hurry. Figure anything out while I was gone?
Yeah, I think I figured out where the card goes. Right here.
The hare's mouth?
Yeah, it looks like it'll fit a card, so all that's left is to figure out which one.
Do you know?
Nope, not a clue.
Mitarashi grinned and picked up the King of Clubs and the King of Hearts. What are you doing?
Well, it's gotta be one of these, so we gotta make a bet. In case of chance, luck wins out. Come on, that's like a basic principle of gambling.
Are you a good gambler?
I played a little poker in my time. Let's just leave it at that.
It's all down to blind luck again.
Wait, is that idiot just going to guess? It's looking that way.
They both shook their heads, but it wasn't like there was anything we could do. The King of Hearts. Pick the King of Hearts! I thought about the King of Hearts as hard as I could, willing him to pick it up. Take my telekinetic message, please! You really think that's okay?
We don't have a choice. We don't know the answer, besides, we got a 50% chance of getting it right.
He stared down at the two cards for several long seconds, before finally holding one of them up.
This one.
The King of Hearts?
Yeah, you gotta trust your heart, right?
He grinned and tapped the thumb on his chest.
A broken clock is still right twice a day.
Yes. Shidou sighed.
Get back, just in case.
After Wakasa stepped away, Mitarashi carefully slid the card into the hare's mouth. I can't really see what's happening. I'd scarcely thought those words when... What?
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 Was that a gunshot?
We all looked at each other, frightened. Well, let's hope whoever was out there wasn't standing in front of the gun. I don't see why you would stand in front of the gun. With a dull thud, Mitarashi collapsed like a puppet with its strings cut.
1 down, 6 to go. To think someone would die trying to solve such a simple puzzle. Oink, oink, oink. Too bad.
No, he had the right answer. Wakasa was shaking Mitarashi's body.
You bastard.
He turned and yelled at the monitor.
Do you really want to waste your breath yelling at me? I think it might be better to spend praying for your little friend out there to stumble onto the right answer.
The ceiling was getting really close. Urabe, the tallest of us, had to crouch down to avoid it.
But he did have the right answer. It has to be the King of Hearts. You really are a stick in the mud, aren't you? How stubborn. You must have lived a pretty sad life. I mean, why do you think there are cards? Who can command the March Hare?
My eyes widened. Wait a minute. That means... explosive insight time. It means, let's see, Queen of Hearts. Makes sense. 6 of Spades, Queen of Hearts. Playing with the Queen of Hearts. That's it. The most powerful person in the world of Alice in Wonderland is the Queen of Hearts. That's the card they need to give to the hare.
Of course.
Shirabe nodded. Hogstein cheered.
You are correct. Damn. So the card the hare was holding, and all the kings, well, they were just decoys, huh? Oink oink, exactly. But it's not like knowing is going to do you any good now. Oink oink, oink oink.
He let out a roar of laughter that shook the house. I looked over at the others and noticed that Shidou was... grinning.
You got all that?
Ah, he did use the phone!
Oink!
Huh? He was looking outside, but why? Who was he just talking to? Oh! Did he fake that? I looked out the window too, just in time to see Mitarashi suddenly come back to life. Yay! Oh, thank goodness.
What?
The pig wasn't the only person who was surprised. Everyone was too stunned to speak as Mitarashi leapt up, grabbed the Queen of Hearts, and shoved it into the hare's mouth.
Tea party completed. In your face!
We did it! Nice job, guys! They cheered and high-fived one another. Oh, the ceiling!
Yeah, it stopped.
It had gotten pretty close, but wasn't moving anymore. We were safe. That's good and all, but what just happened? What? Don't keep the secret now. What, you're not going to say anything? There was a loud clang as the door unlocked. We hurried outside as fast as we could, anxious to get away from the spikes.
Damn. Sure is good to be out of there.
Yeah, but I don't understand what's going on. I looked over at Shidou and Mitarashi.
You alright? Yeah, thanks to you. How about you guys? Nothing to report.
I could still remember the fight they'd had. It hadn't been that long ago, but now they were acting almost friendly.
Alright. I think it's time you boys told us what's going on here. Our young lady keeps saying she doesn't get it.
And you do?
Yeah, I want to know what's going on too. Indeed.
We all crowded in towards Shidou and Mitarashi. Finally, Shidou cleared his throat and began to speak.
Well, the truth is we were both on our cell phones since before we got split up. Of course I kept the volume on mine turned off.
What? I didn't even notice.
I didn't know either. So, how did you... Oh, very clever. Figured it out, huh?
Oh, you mean your fight earlier was just an act? Shidou grinned.
I knew we'd be under surveillance inside the attraction. The fight was the only way I could tell him about my plan without falling under suspicion. Pretending to fight to let you get close enough to talk privately, and gave everyone a reason to assume you weren't clever. Exactly. While we were struggling, I handed him a headset.
I didn't notice a thing. That's how good they were.
Hey. Hey! What? Punch me in the stomach. What? Just trust me, do it.
He's just like, okay.
Oh, I'm getting real sick of your holier-than-thou attitude, man. Let it go. I said it. My stomach.
Like that.
Ugh. Damn it. What the hell are you? What? Here, take this. What the? A headset? I'm going to call you. Put this on and you'll be able to hear us. Got it?
Isn't it an earpiece, not a headset? Because we would have seen if it was a headset, right? I see.
Since only one team could participate in the tea party, I suspected that Hog's team would set some sort of trap for them. I had a feeling they might need our help, and threw this plan together.
Well, you sure fooled your allies. I guess your enemies fell for it too.
Wow, I was right there and I didn't even know. Really? Gosh. Yeah, I had no idea. That was kind of a jerk move, Mitarashi.
Sorry, bro, but it would have been real bad if the pig overheard us.
Had to be careful.
I apologize for tricking all of you, but I was sure the pig would try and interfere if he knew what was going on.
He bowed his head to us in a quick gesture of apology.
Although, the biggest problem was his acting ability, or lack thereof. Whoa, hey, you take that back. I'll have you know I'm a great actor. My work demands it, and besides, everything went fine, right?
Yeah, none of us noticed, but what does acting have to do with being an escort? Oh, come on!
Nothing. Don't worry about it. You'll learn when you get older.
You have to pretend you're having a good time. You have to pretend you like the person you're with. Even a teenager should know that, really. Alright, well anyway, I'm ending this video here, as I have once again gone on too long. So we'll finish out Alice in Wonderland here in the next episode. Hope to see you there or in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.